go on ahead, and you'll see that Moshe Rabbeinu now, this is where we got to yesterday, page 822, where the fight is about to get, now things are going to get a little hot. So in 4 lines from the bottom on page 822, Vayishlach Moshe likro ledasan v'la Aviram b'nei Eliyav. Moshe calls to Dasan and Aviram. He sends a messenger to Dasan and Aviram. Vayomru lo na'ale. They said, no, we're not coming up to you. So we learned 2 lessons over here. Number 1, Moshe Rabbeinu, even though he's the victim, and even though he's being treated unfairly, and even though Dasan and Aviram are the constant rabble-rousers, but for the sake of peace, Moshe Rabbeinu is willing to make one more effort. So he sends to Dasan and Aviram. He says, come on, let's talk this out. Let's see if we could settle this peacefully. Let's see if I could talk some sense into you. And their answer is, lo na'ale, we're not coming up to you. Now, it's interesting because they weren't down or up. Why? They were on a parallel ground. Why didn't they just say, no, we're not coming to you? Why does it say, lo na'ale? So there are sometimes in life where a person says a prophecy without even knowing it. They're saying, no, we're not coming up to you, which was right. They're not going up, they're going down. Right? Remember, they're going to be swallowed up in the earth. Eventually, they're going to be swallowed up. So they don't even know what they're saying. Right? They're saying a prophecy without even knowing that. They say, lo na'ale, we're not going up. You're darn right, you're not going up, you're going down. That's their last chance to make peace. And again, you're caught up in the fight. But look what their argument is. Hama'at, isn't it enough? Ki ha'lisanu me'eretz zavas cholav udvash. You took us out of the land of milk and honey, Egypt. La'misenu ba'midbar, to kill us in the desert. Ki sistarer aleinu gam histarer, and you're also going to lord over us. I don't know if you've ever been to Egypt. Whatever else is in Egypt nowadays, there's no milk and honey. They barely have water. So there's no milk and honey. And certainly the Jewish people for 210 years, Egypt was not it wasn't an amusement park. They couldn't wait to get out. All of a sudden, well, you took us out of a land of milk and honey. How unreasonable can a person become? How unreasonable could a person become? So the answer is like this. The commentary is probably like this. I don't know if you've ever heard of one of the Gaonim, Rabbi Gaon. He says like this. There's a famous, this is a life lesson. There's a lion sees a fox. The lion wants to eat the fox. Lion's hungry, so he wants to eat the fox. So the fox says, and the fox would prefer not to get eaten. So the fox says to the lion, listen, I could show you a nice, plump human being. There's a lot more meat on him than me, right? He says, yeah, where? So he takes him over, and he sees a man is sitting on a balcony. And what the lion doesn't know is right in front of the man, there's like a booby-trapped hole, which you can't, it's a what do you call it? It's a camouflaged hole, so you can't see it. So the fox says to the lion, go look at that guy over there. Look at that guy. That guy is there's some real good meat on him. So the lion says, yeah, but I'm a little nervous because I know that guy's going to pray, and I don't want to be affected by his prayers. I'm going to get punished due to his prayers. So the fox says, no, don't worry. Even if his prayers are answered, you won't get punished. Maybe your grandchildren will get punished, but it won't affect you. The lion says, really? He says, yeah, I promise. So the lion goes running over, and just as he gets to the guy, he falls into the pit, which the fox wants him out of the way, because the fox is only safe once the lion is completely out of the way. So the fox goes over, he looks down into the pit, and the lion says, hey, I thought you said I wouldn't get punished because of his prayers. He says, you weren't getting punished because of his prayers, but your grandfather once sinned. Now you're getting punished for the sins of your grandfather. So he goes, yeah, well, why should I get punished for the sins of my grandfather? That's not fair. He says, well, it didn't bother you before when I told you your grandchildren would get punished because of you. That didn't bother you. Now all of a sudden it bothers you? Right? So Rabbi Gaon says, that is a standard condition of a human being. When a person is caught up in the throes of any sort of desire, rational thought escapes him. I had a guy here once in the yeshiva who told me that he had to be tested for AIDS. He had to go into the doctor, be tested for AIDS. And he told me he was in the waiting room and he was pretty darn nervous. And the waiter, it turned out he was okay. He said it was he was pretty nervous. I don't understand. How did he get in that situation to begin with? The answer is that he was at a frat party, the sorority was there, and he convinced himself everything's going to be fine, right? Nothing to worry about. Why? Why was there nothing to worry about? Because at that moment, he's caught up in the fit of his desires. So when you're caught up in the fit of your desires, everything's going to be okay. till after the fact, when all of a sudden, when that's no longer a factor in the equation, then rational thought takes over. These people, what kind of nonsense is, of all the nonsensical claims you can make, Egypt is the land of milk and honey. I don't know if you've ever seen clips of modern day Egypt. Every once in a while, buildings collapse. I'm not talking about when they get blown up by terrorists. I'm talking about just in general, buildings collapse because they're not built well, because there are no zoning laws and so on and so forth. You ever seen traffic in Egypt? I saw a clip once of traffic in Egypt. Looks like a bunch of ants running on a thing. No lanes, no nothing. And the places, what do you call it? The place is chaos. That's the land of milk and honey. The only way you could say something like that, you're so caught up in your fit of desire for honor, power, whatever it is that you want, that you can't even think straight. So they make that ridiculous accusation to Moshe Rabbeinu.